Hold up, pioneers. Did HTX, one of the world's major cryptocurrency exchanges, just casually drop that Pi network is literally powering the core of their building? Because that's exactly what just happened, and the Pi army is going absolutely bananas right now. We're talking about a potential partnership that could flip the entire narrative around Pi network from mobile mining experiment to legitimate blockchain infrastructure powering major exchanges. I'm talking validation on a level we haven't seen since the early days when people thought Bitcoin was just internet funny money. But here's the million-dollar question that's got my brain spinning. Is this the moment Pi network graduates from community darling to institutional heavyweight? Because if HTX is really integrating Pi's technology at their core level, this changes everything we thought we knew about the timeline for Pi's mainstream adoption. Your boy's about to break down every single detail of this development, and trust me, you're gonna want to hear what the Pi Army's response tells us about the raw power of Web3 communities. Drop a fire emoji in the comments if you're as hyped as I am right now, because this story's about to get wild. Alright, let's dive deep into what just happened, because this isn't your typical crypto rumor mill garbage. This is legitimate smoke that's got the entire Pi ecosystem buzzing with anticipation. So here's the tea. HTX drops this seemingly casual statement through their official and unofficial channels saying, Pi network is literally powering the core of the building. Now, in any other industry, that might just be throwaway corporate speak. But in crypto? When a major exchange makes a statement like that, it's basically them waving a massive flag saying, pay attention to what we're really doing behind the scenes. And let me tell you why this hits different than your average partnership announcement. Pi network isn't just another altcoin trying to make it big. We're talking about a project with tens of millions of active users, a mobile-first approach that actually makes sense, and a community so loyal they literally call themselves an army. When HTX hints at using Pi's technology, they're not just choosing any blockchain, they're aligning themselves with what might be the strongest grassroots movement in all of Web3. Now here's where it gets absolutely fascinating from a technical standpoint. Pi Network's architecture isn't just some copycat blockchain, it's built specifically for scalability, security, and energy efficiency. While everyone else is burning through electricity like there's no tomorrow, Pi's consensus model is designed to handle massive transaction volumes without turning into an environmental disaster. For an exchange like HTX that processes millions of transactions daily, that's not just attractive, that's revolutionary. But let's talk about what really sent shockwaves through social media. The moment HTX's statement hit the internet, the PI army mobilized like I've never seen before. We're talking hashtags trending across multiple regions, community leaders rallying their followers, and a coordinated show of strength that reminded everyone why Pi Network has survived and thrived while countless other projects have faded into obscurity. This response tells us something crucial about the future of crypto. Technology alone isn't enough anymore. You need a community that believes in your vision so deeply, they'll fight for it on social media, defend it in forums, and show up when it matters most. The Pi Army just proved they have that kind of conviction in spades. Now let's speculate about what this partnership could actually look like, because the possibilities are absolutely mind-blowing. Picture this. HTX could be running validators for Pi Network, directly contributing to the decentralization that makes Pi so resilient. Or maybe they're planning to integrate Pi as a native payment option, giving millions of Pi holders actual utility for their tokens. The most exciting possibility? HTX might be adopting Pi's blockchain solutions to enhance their own security and transaction efficiency. What makes this timing absolutely perfect is where Pi Network sits right now. We're on the verge of the open Mainnet launch, the moment when Pi transitions from closed ecosystem to full public blockchain. Strategic partnerships with major exchanges don't just validate the technology, they provide the infrastructure for mass adoption that could happen faster than anyone expects. Here's my take, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you. This feels like one of those moments we'll look back on as a turning point. Remember when people thought Ethereum partnerships with enterprises were just corporate fluff? Now look where we are. HTX hinting at Pi powering their core operations isn't just news. It's a signal that institutional players are taking Pi Network seriously as legitimate blockchain infrastructure. And can we talk about the genius of Pi Network's community-first approach for a second? While other projects are trying to buy their way into relevance with celebrity endorsements and flashy marketing campaigns, Pi built something far more valuable. Genuine grassroots support from millions of people who actually understand and believe in the technology. When HTX makes a statement like this, They're not just partnering with a blockchain. They're aligning with a movement. The response from Pi Network's leadership has been equally strategic. Instead of overhyping unconfirmed details, they're encouraging the community to stay active, engaged, and vocal. It's a masterclass in building sustainable momentum without falling into the trap of promising more than you can deliver. But here's what really gets me excited about this development. It proves that Web3 is entering a new phase where community strength matters as much as technical innovation. Projects with loyal, active communities are the ones surviving market volatility and attracting serious partnerships. Pi Network's ability to mobilize the Pi army on command isn't just impressive. It's the kind of network effect that turns projects into ecosystems. Smash that like button if you're seeing the bigger picture here, because this isn't just about one partnership announcement. This is about Pi Network demonstrating that it has the community power, technical foundation, and strategic positioning to become a defining force in the next chapter of cryptocurrency. The question isn't whether Pi Network is ready for mainstream adoption. The Pi army has been ready for years. The question is whether the rest of the crypto world is ready for what happens when a project with this level of community support gets the institutional validation it deserves. So here's what we know for certain. HTX just sent a signal that Pi Network's technology is worth integrating at a core level. The Pi army responded with a show of strength that reminded everyone why they're considered Web3's most loyal community, and we're potentially witnessing the early stages of Pi Network's transition from community favorite to institutional infrastructure. This changes the game because it proves that genuine community building and solid technology can attract the kind of partnerships that accelerate mainstream adoption. Whether this leads to validator support, payment integration, or deeper infrastructure partnerships, one thing is crystal clear. Pi Network is no longer flying under the radar. Crypto fam, thank you for riding this wave of breaking news with me. Your engagement in the comments, your shares, and your continued support are what make covering these explosive developments possible. If this video opened your eyes to the bigger picture of what's happening in the Pi ecosystem, definitely check out my deep dive on Pi Network's open Mainnet preparations. The timing of these developments is no coincidence. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because when news like this breaks, you want to be first in line for the full analysis. The Pi army is mobilizing, institutional players are taking notice, and we're just getting started with what could be the most significant validation in Pi Network's history. This video is purely for entertainment purposes and educational discussion. Nothing here should be considered investment advice of any kind. Always do your own research and make informed decisions.